Howdy. I've been getting lots of questions about variations or modifications on the big four-finger mandolin chop. And I understand why, because it can be difficult to reach that four. And I'm going to be doing a whole course on two-finger, one and two-finger mandolin rhythm playing. But I wanted to post a little video here just to kind of give you an introduction to that. And also to be honest with you that I don't play this a whole lot. I know that a lot of the newer players do. I'm still more of a fan of the good old-fashioned chop. But I really do like the sound of a lot of the sounds that people like Sierra Hull and Chris Thiele and those folks get by doing a modified chop, modified chord positions, but they also do the four-finger positions as well. So let's just cover some basic ones that I see folks use and that we'll be learning before too long. Let's start with the G chord. What we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom two notes of the G chord. So we could take the 7th and the 5th fret, and we could play that with our first two fingers. And so essentially we're going to have that as our chord, and then we're going to use our pinky to mute the first two strings. Okay, so it takes a bit of a practice, and I need to practice it more, but we're going to come off of those strings, and then we're going to go through all the strings with our pick, but we're going to just get that click sound for the last two, or for the first two strings. Another position that we could do there is 4 and 5. Okay, so if we're just doing the upbeats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It would just sound like that. If we're doing more busy, where we're playing the kind of mimicking a guitar strum, then we can strum down through that bass string or two of the bass strings, and then come up for the chop. Okay, so it just takes a bit of a practice. And then for our A chord, I'm going to bar my bottom two strings on the 2nd fret. Okay. And then I'll also see people use their ring finger or the pinky finger to come over all of the strings for the chop part. Okay. Or I'm getting some D string in there. So I need some practice too. But I will often come across with my ring finger and get all the strings at times. So you're kind of establishing on the downbeat what chord you're playing. So for like Salt Creek, and for a D chord, what can you do? Well, you can actually just lift that bar and just play the 2nd fret on the G string and use this. And then for, you could also do up here for D chord. Or you could bar here on the 7th fret. For an E chord, I would do a 4 and a 2. Or maybe 1 and 2 if you wanted that major third in there. I don't know. It's an option. So for a C chord, you can take that A chord and just go up to the 5th fret. Or you might do a 5 and 2. And you might play it with those two fingers so that you can easily. That also works for an A minor. Right? Same for this. Works for an A minor. Okay. So we've got an A, a D, a G, and an E. So if you did take a song like Salt Creek, just slowly, it might look like this. And go to a D chord. Then to G, which you can find right here. To the E. For D this time, and then back to the A, then there's my E. So and then to the G chord, E. Okay, so you can just start working out some of those chord positions, and and using the bottom 2 strings to produce that lower register, and then work out your the chop sounds by muting with your ring and your pinky fingers. And like I say, I've got some practice to do on it as well, but I wanted to go ahead and introduce it to you so that you can begin working on it with me.